Okay, right, we're back. Yeah, there we go. Let's unless anyone says otherwise, I think we're gonna crack on with the Mustang again, the twin Mustang, because I thought we made some really good progress on that before. Um, I reckon we can get the majority of this done because, as I said before, it's not the most complicated of aeroplanes. I tell you what, to save going on to something before we're finished completely. I think we should attach the uh, attach the wings to the fuselage. Hello, Scott. Thank you for joining us. How's it going? Um, so what we're going to do, open both of these up in edit mode, and I need to try and align these verts with these ones here. Now, the problem I've got is that I don't, but in fact, let's start off by hiding most of this because we don't need it for this. So I need to align these verts here with the ones on the fuselage. So let's see how close we can get as a 1-to-1. But we're definitely gonna struggle. There can be a face. Oh, actually, to save us some trouble later, I'm gonna have to delete these faces. So um, see what happens when we do this. Now I can get rid of these ones in the middle, these verts. Essentially, this is. Oh, didn't like that, did it? Okay, let's join these. Maybe that. No, well, gotta be careful because I've got uh, the different modifiers on here. So let's get rid of that and let's try doing that now. No, that's why. It's because the let's get rid of these references getting in the way. Where's the origin of this? It is there, isn't it? So, but the origin of this is here. Ah, and that's why. Hmm. Okay, in which case, what I'm going to do is A, Shift D, duplicate that, uh, and then I can just hide this for now. I can get rid of this mirror. Oh, I think I've really done myself in with this now. Um, yeah, get rid of the mirror, keep the subdivision in there. Now I can join that there. Let's try this. Face. Right, now we got some faces. So let's see what happens when. Whoa, didn't like that. No. So that's going to be about there like that. This is going to be another five-sided face. Another 5 sides here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, can do. Mm, see what happens. Face there, face there. We got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's make a big face of this and then see what happens. So I did that. It's a 4 and that's a 5. Well, I'm gonna take this, bevel that vertex. I get 2 4s. Oh no, face. I want to join that. Doesn't look awful either. Yes, it will there because of that, and then this is. I think we're okay. So obviously you got the issue here. Excuse me. Issue here with having a very square profile, which is why you've got this weird shading. Do is bring that in slightly so to match this circular shape. So what I could do is uh okay, so even flip that so it's more like that. Mm. Just do it manually on that. There you go. I can guarantee that's already going to look better. Um, so what do I do about these fifth verts? Can I get rid of them? Let's see. Alt H to bring that back. So if I join these now, yeah, that does that. That's it. So that's because it's going to this center point here, and I've done that so that I can mirror this fuselage and then mirror it again. So I'm gonna have to just leave it. Not to worry. I'll come back to it at the very end then. So going on to our references, get rid of those. Don't want that. Now going on to the rear of the fuselage then. So we've got this here. To bring this back. So I now need to determine how far back this needs to go. I think I'm going to go up to about there. Um, uh, 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 yeah, and that's looking good. So I will need some geometry there to do that. That's looking much nicer. This is going to look trash because it's not actually connected to this wing yet. So if I just hide that for now, yeah, that's better. So that there is where the tail hits it there. So maybe actually I should bring that to there and then scale that in the Z. I need to proportion it to grab that. And then what I can do now is I can extrude these faces. Mm -mm 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 -mm. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this intake. So, do I want to bring Actually, it doesn't really matter, does it? So if I can GG that there, and now I can take these. So where is this intake? So this intake is here. So I can delete. In fact, let's do this. So well, if only I could draw better with this mouse. That wasn't very useful. I need to go all the way up to here. So where was that? Was that past? That was past my. Okay, so I need to keep going with this. So E to there. So do I go up to here and do all of that? No, I'm not. I'm gonna just go up to here. I think. I think that'll be fine. Now what I'm gonna have to do here is grab that and move that down there because this is gonna come down. I think. Let's grab up, take up some references. So if I show you what I've got going on here. So P was 83, 82, Twin Mustang. To see how this goes. Now I can already see on this one that it does come down quite a lot. So, hmm. So I think I'm definitely going to um, separate the topology almost. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to, because if I bring this down, it's gonna be all of it, and then if I extrude it up, then do you know what? Let's just see what happens. It's all a learning thing, and learning. We're all here to learn. Well, maybe not. You might just be better than me, and you already know the answer. If you do, throw it in the comments. uh, and doing this with proportion edit is not working. That's not very nice. And also, I'm going to have really, it's going to just be really squashed generally. So in actual fact, I'm going to take this, uh, extrude it out, and delete the vertices. So delete those. Once again, I've completely forgotten I've got these cross references and I'm not even using them. So um, if I take the C, isolate those, then I should be able to just take this. Oh, I need to move into place. Bevel it once, and then Shift H to hide everything but that, so I can actually get some geometry here. Uh, that's not really where I want it. Although I do know that I want that. Right, like that. So that's good on the side. So now I know I can. So right, so for um, Shift A, P to separate my selection. Hide this for a minute. Just while I align this because the crosshair in the middle is just not aligning to my side view, and I'm using the side view as the master view almost. So I think that's about central. And if not, then as long as I just do one side correctly, I've got the mirror modifier, so it doesn't really matter anyway. So delete that. Alt H. Oh no, I don't want to bring everything back. I just want to bring this back. So return to edit mode. But then even so in fact, let's undo that. I need to. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to scale this to get that to line up. In fact, if I scale not in the Y, that will just make my life so much easier. There we go. So now, delete that, bring this back. Then I can, this lines, nearly lines up. So yeah, this does look about right. So proportion edit this again. Right, so we've got C done. I'm happy with C, that cross section. So Alt H to bring everything back. How does that look from the top? Yeah, it's looking fine. And now I need to get D. So D is going to be a lot more difficult. So what does the cross section on D look like? A teardrop. Okay. So actually, do you know, I've probably gone messed up now by deleting those vertices. So let's bring them back. And let's do the same again. So Shift D and P to separate that. Like that, bring this in. Um, so now time once again to line up this reference, although we can't see it. That's not very useful. I like kind of there like that. I think proportion edit has done me dirty there now. Let's undo those changes. Okay, I'm going to split my view to make selection a lot easier now, I think. So um, if I isolate this in this view, so I can grab this, that there. I've gone and hurt myself again by not using proportional edit because now it's going to look really lumpy and bumpy. You know, I think we can smooth it out later. There are tools to help us do that. Oh my goodness, what has happened there? Right, easily fixed. GY to do that. And I've now done this. I've done this wrong because I've done this in that copy I made rather than on the original. So what I'm going to have to do is come out of edit mode, bring this back, take this and delete these vertices. Yeah, delete those vertices. Join these. What I can do is I can just do this, use loop twos and bridge that, and it's as if I did it correctly in the first place. Okay, so from the top, looking good on this right hand side, although I don't like how this comes all the way in, so what I might do is take that custom selection and sort of, that is how it looks. So maybe I just need a loop cut here. Is it this that's doing me dirty? And it's actually, right, dissolve those. This is going to look better already. There you go. Liking that. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's actually starting to look like an aeroplane rather than a messy blob. Uh, right, so going back to this. So, right, the reason I had to do that was because I needed to come up to at least here. Which means I need enough vertices so I can actually extrude this intake downwards. So to do so now, so I've got this. So I've got this here. That goes to there. Right, so that's there. Where's that on here? All the way up to there, you say? I think this needs to go even further. Okay, because we've got because really it goes up to where the rear wheel. Does it retract into there or does it? Let's look back at my references. Oh, okay, so the landing gear it has got retractable landing gear. That's interesting, but it makes my life a lot easier because it means I don't have to model the landing gear. So going up to there, going up to there. So which means oh, I then need to, in fact, I can solve this out. No, wrong. I want to put a loop cut there because that's where my reference is. Now I can solve that one out, and then I can grab this, put this here, scale it in the Z ever so slightly. Scale this on the X by that. No, do you know what? I think I'm going to put a bit of music on to listen to. I've got some mixes I've got saved on my YouTube playlist. Although my link isn't working now. In fact, a lot of stuff just isn't working right now, which is kind of annoying. Music. There we go. That stream still looks good though, so I'm happy with that. How many people we got viewing? 24 minutes. And okay, let's keep going. Um, because like I said, I think we can get the fuselage done easy. Um, so D, we're done with D. We're on to E. Ah, that's all the way over there, so we don't need to worry about that just yet. So, but I'm getting distracted once again because I need to. So I do need this here because I need to grab this and bring this up. I need to be careful because using proportional edit. Oh, if I use smooth, that might be a little nicer. I think that will be a little bit nicer. I think. Do we need more? Yeah, don't like doing that. If I bevel it, is that nice? I'm getting even more geometry, but how does my shading look? Yeah, it looks awful. Look at that. Um, okay, I think actually, no, this is gonna be fine because once I extrude downwards, it's not gonna matter. We decided that we were gonna ignore C last stream, didn't we? Because look at that, it doesn't need to come out further unless, yeah, the shape itself is fine. We will see. Ignore that. Um, Sorry if you can hear. Do you know, I downloaded RTX Voice and that's just completely cut out the the ice cream van that's just gone past. Amazing. Um, right, stop getting distracted by the way. um, I need to get rid of. Well, in fact, I know which ones I need to get rid of because I've outlined them here. But said I need to go up to this bit here, so I'm drawing up to here, which means I need to. Uh, okay, so yeah, no, keep that one and keep that one. No, that's not what I want really, is it? Because now I've got triangles in places that I don't want triangles. Um, what I should have done is knife tooled this, or rather just join that and subdivide that. And similarly, there. And then this is all just on the line, so I can keep those there. For the sake of this, in fact, it might be easier if I just fill this in. Just gotta hope it's easy to undo at the end. Just so I can, yeah, because that's just a face. So, just so I can see this. Yeah, let's go down there. That's straight, that doesn't matter. Now I can grab this here and extrude that downwards. Oh, missed it. Just want to make sure I didn't have a double extrude there, so I undid that. Now, right, so, oh, good. Yeah. Or, better yet, what if I bevel it? So no, redo that. Just like that, and now if I take this here, we're getting distracted. So grabbing this up, that almost get right. So if I get rid of that for a minute, I said 0 on this. Yeah, that's good. That's good there. This is all going to go to waste once I fill it in because it's not going to fit the profile. Now we got to fill in this face. Now, as always, this grid fill is not going to work yet. I don't think. Yeah. Um, yeah. So instead, what I'm going to have to do is EX that, face that. That was horrible. No, I need I need 2 loop cuts here. Faces there. Uh, oh, no, I don't want loop cuts there. I just want to subdivide this. No, not extrude, subdivide twice. And then do the same again. Good. But I mean, from the side, you look at the front, it now looks awful. So what I need to do, in fact, what I can do is I can bring up the image editor and look at the reference here so I can see the front view always. It's got a curve in it, so I need to add that curve. And just look at that. We've got all our geometry that we need just here. Issue is, now that I've done it from the bottom view, which, you know, is perfectly fine. Let's take this and just draw that there. So, mm, 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 mm. So obviously it doesn't line up perfectly. So this is where I get my references up on the other screen again, just to see what it looks like. It's just a pretty, like, the intake is pretty standard. It's just what you would expect. Just a smiley face looking thing, you know. Um, Let me take, if I show you what I've got, what I'm looking at here. That's the 82G. I don't know which one I'm doing, but this looks like a newer, more streamlined version. But okay. Oh, I just realised that you can't really see on stream. So what I am doing, I'm using the what do you call it, great annotation tool to outline the reference because obviously when I come out of cross X-ray mode, you can't see it. Oh. Now, obviously, like I said, I'm doing it primarily from the side view, uh, so it's definitely not gonna. Well, not definitely. It should line up on the bottom, but it doesn't. Um, then so here it's on the front view. It's saying it needs to be all the way out here. This is just all sorts of weird now. Do I have a cross section? Yeah, I've got the B. Does B show me this? Uh, yeah, it does. It does show me B's just all sorts of messed up by the looks of it. Because the B cross section doesn't line up with the. If I take this and put that there, The one that's in line with B? It is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring that back in here in line with this. I think I'm just going to have to ignore this bottom reference because it's apparently trash, unless it's just not. Unless that's just the bottom, the where it meet the root of the intake and not the actual extruded section. Okay, I'm gonna have to well, I'm gonna have to use the cross reference because I think that's just what it is. I'm quite concerned that this wing section doesn't line up with the front there though, because I mean, if you look at it, the cabin is kind of lining up, but annoyingly, because if you got this section here, but then wing is just in a complete. Ah, no, the reason the wing is in a different direction, place, is because it's not flat front to back. It's rotated. So if I was actually to hide the wing and hide everything around here, I didn't have X-ray turned on. So what's happened now? Okay, so apparently the root of the wing is way down there. Um, I don't know. What is that vertex? What is that vertex? Okay. Again, going back to our references. D. Really like this one. Ah, of course. Right. So, oh no. What I was going to say was that in the reference, the um the reference, you can see that the wings are angled backwards. That's because that's resting uh, on its rear wheel. But of course it'll be angled backwards because it wants to be flat when it's flying straight and level. Um, so um, I don't know. I don't trust at this point. So let me see what the references are saying in the corner. So it's got quite a large anhedral angle, doesn't it? But I bring the wings back in. They do have that profile. No, I'm going to sack off B again, at least for the wing. Save that there. I use it for this here because I think this can still be useful. Hide all of this and use it for the intake. And I kind of have to use it for the bottom wing. Okay. So all this means now is that to take this, hide all of this, hide everything that isn't the intake, so that I can make sure it still conforms. Oh, so, 'cause it can't be wider than the rear part of the fuselage, which means basically I need a new reference because this isn't helping at all. Sadly, it's not as if there's loads of photos of this thing taken from underneath or even from a low angle. There's one just it just seems to move this back to scale this. Here's what I'm looking at. So I mean, this is a painting, but yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, painting is as good a reference as any. So right, here we go. This shows it just going straight down with the bit of, oh, go away. Reject that. This shows it going straight down, also straight down and then curving, beveling. So actually, I think I could get away with. Well, no, that's what I've done here. So yeah, whatever this is here, just bringing it out. Get rid of that. Just altering these pairs of verts here. So it did come in slightly, so problem is because that was a bevel. I've just ruined that whole thing. Well, I could dissolve it out. This is where I could really do it. Something like I think his machine tools has a really nice method of dealing with this. Undoing bevels, however they call it. But I've also got the issue here where I've created these poles. Could have probably left them as triangles. Might have been better. I mean, if we think about topology, getting rid of these references, I've got this going through here. Now it comes down to this n-gon, which I can subdivide it once, create a face there. Yeah, and then really, yeah, let's do that. Make a new face there. So I've got that there, that there. What I could do is I could terminate this here. I said, come on. When I say here, I mean you can see this, and that does go all the way along until it gets to here, but that's because of this nastiness. Or pinching. I do not like that. There we go. Oh no, it's still awful. It's because of the bevel. I just need to get rid of the bevel in this area. Probably if I was to just collapse that there. Oh, it's even worse. What I should have done is bevel this bit as well. That's where I've messed up. So what happens if I just get rid of that? That's it. That's all. Oh, look how lumpy that is. I can sort that later. But in the meantime, what happens if I were to do this? 3, 4, that's bring the cross sections back. What happens if I... So I'm trying to figure out where they've got this awful seam here. What if I just... No, it's still there. Alright, so if I save this and apply... which one's this? Is it because I've got two mirrors? It is. There you go. Leave that out later, and to be honest. Let's drag this out again. Grab this here. In fact, what loop tools do we have? What happens if I do relax?
That seemed to work quite nicely. Yeah, I'll grab that there now, like that. Yeah, I think I do need this to go all the way through because if you think about it, the what I don't really want is a bevel next to a bevel. I want a line that goes all the way through here. Left myself with enough topology to do that. Do you know what? I like what we have. I like it. Just need to take this now, inset it, to inset it with the boundary setting set, so it's B on the keyboard. But I need some. To, um, try and keep this as even as possible. Just E, bring this back. Uh, what happens if I put bevel on this? Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? So insert that just I mean, no one's going to see it, but that just looks nice already, don't you think? So it's quite thin. Oh, I think I've just noticed that if we look here, you can see that the intake is detached on the front. Let's see if that It's not on that one, but that's what I said. I think that's a newer version. Don't know how to. I've scaled this now and I don't know what I've done. Oh, I need to work out how to use it. So I think. Um, there we go. Yeah. So look, those aren't attached at the front, and in fact, it's detached. That just wasn't obvious on the reference. Ah, let me go do this then. So I need to determine how far it goes back. This is a good reference. I like this reference. Perfect. So it's about, in fact, does my bottom reference allude to this? Not at all. Hmm. Let's just say it goes. Ah, this is going to be one of those creative decisions, I think. Um, because I'm going to have to essentially like delete these vertices. So let's say it goes up to so let's say it goes below the pilot. Then if I delete those verts, bring all of this down, and then I have to bring this all the way back here, bevel it. Right, that can't be arbitrary. I need to subdivide this. One, two, three times. I might just have to make triangles. F to face that. F, F, F. One, two, three, four. I don't know how much this is gonna matter. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it as is and fix it later because I don't think it's something that really matters right now. I wanna. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and make it like a goal of mine to sort of get basic shapes done much quicker because I just think I'm spending far too long worrying over things that don't need to be worried about. If I go back to my reference, yeah, that's fine. I think that's more than okay as is. Oh, it is absolutely roasting here in England. I mean, 30 degrees C is hot for us, but I just can't be standing it really. But there you go. Um, but anyway, let's get back to this. So I've managed to get this looking good. Well, according to the cross reference, which, as I've already said, I don't wholly trust. But let's see. So that's there, there. It depends on how much of a. Yeah, I think it's quite a smooth transition, which is actually what the cross reference, cross section. I keep saying cross reference. The cross section says, but then equally, I can't tell if the Wikipedia reference is a photo. That's a photo, and that says it's got a bevel on it. So I do think there is quite a harsh bevel right here. Yeah. How's things up north? I know down south they've been absolutely horrible, but my experience of the north is it always gets a bit more rainy and grey every time you cross a certain border. Yeah, yeah, the London Ring Road. I think it's normally I'll try and be a bit more polite and say sort of like Birmingham equals the north, but yeah, I do tend to agree that once you get past London, the north of London, then you're essentially in the north of England. Split edges and faces. Uh, okay. Yeah, into the wilds of the north. It's an entirely different world once you get up there. Yeah. I can't be saying that too much. I have half my family's northern, so I'm sure they'd strike me down if they heard me saying this. But as it simple yet effective that was. So now I need to take this and really bring it in. So now what I need to do is I need to bring this in. So this is not lining up where I want it to. Um, Although that is the top, that'll be the that so right. So that reference there, that reference line will be the top of the horizontal control surface. So it depends on how much it curves inwards. Um, am I gonna have to take some more artistic liberties with this one? Because it's just, I mean, the problem is, right, well, the good thing is it's not the most common aircraft, so I don't think anyone's going to really pull me up on it. I'm not going to pull me up on it. Mm, so what I think I can do is, now this is where I need to do it and retain some of that shape. Mm, So for those that haven't been following, Scott in the chat is the guy that's what would you say leads it. He's the host of the Babylon 6 server. I highly encourage you to all go check that out. Part of a great community over there. Get some not only is it an art community, but he's created some amazing uh it's a whole story. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the art he's been creating. So encourage you all to go check that out on Twitter, Discord, all the normal places. And eventually, I'm looking to sort of take what I'm doing here and sci-fi it up a bit because realism's fun and all, but it does get to a point where, as you may have noticed, I just get bogged down in the details when really you just don't need to. So with sci-fi, you can take much more artistic, well, more artistic liberties and really get lost in creating your own designs. Whereas this, I'm taking something where people were founder. There we go. Sorry, he's the founder of Babylon 6. Um, but yeah, obviously the people that made this aircraft were limited by their capabilities at the time. So sci-fi, anything goes really. So what am I doing? So let's take this. I can come back to shaping this again. That's what I said to myself earlier. I need to just oh start ignoring the intricacies and just get the shape done. So this is where I've learnt a lesson before. What I've done in the past is I've done this and then grabbed it up and made it the tail like this. But what happens then is I then end up making knife cuts uh, and doing it like that. But then what you do is you end up getting these five-sided shapes and all the rest of it. So what I'm instead going to do is extrude it out. Um, where am I going to? I'll go to there. No, I'll go to there. These down a bit. That's it like that. Rotate that. What happens if I bevel this vertex? Okay, I'll fix that later. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude this up here. No, that was wrong. I want to delete this face. And shoot that out there. How long have we been going for? Hour and a half. Okay, so we've done a good hour and a half again. So it's not doing too bad. And I think we can get this completed in a bit. So if I now EX that and create this face. Now I've realised I've just done exactly what I said I wasn't going to do. But you know, I don't think that's actually such a bad thing. Let's see. Change it. They changed the damn knife tool shortcuts. And I don't like it. So K for the knife tool. Now it says angle constraint. Ah, A is angle constraint. There we go. So let's do that. I can take this. GG that up there. Bring that down to give it some curvature. You see, because see, this is what's happening. I'm creating triangles all over the shop, and I really don't like it. Got that loop going there, and then it's this. This is our problem. So if I do that, that is now, yeah, that's there, that's there. Right, happy. But then I'm going to have the same issue when I do more crosscuts. But in fact, I might not need to do more crosscuts. What I do need to do is grab these verts and bring them here. I need more topology. Okay. Yeah, thanks for that. Um, Scott's just saying that tries normally okay on a flat surface, especially if it doesn't deform. So yeah, well, I certainly won't be animating this part of the airplane. If I do animate it at all, it'd just be simple, sort of. Yeah, I've locked it. So um, yeah, like I said before, I'm more than likely just being pedantic for the sake of being pedantic when I really needn't be. Um, I've noticed that this. Sort that in a minute. Let's get the shape. Get the shape first. That's my goal. So I need a supporting loop to come here to pull this down. What happens if I join that? Nothing. Okay. So I really, yeah. Oh, okay. So level that. There we go. Bring that there. So now I need to sort this out. Um, oh, so that bevel is not. It's done what I want, but it's giving me other issues. There's some nasty angons going on here. Let's bring this up and cut that there. Yep, that. I don't think I need this. Nope, I did. Is that looking better, but still not quite right? As soon as I move that, that's gonna. It's these verts, so the problem child. Ah, right. Okay, so mm, that's what I want. No, just like that. So, right, what I did there was I took the bevel and I just added the geometry uh, into the side of the aircraft so that it wasn't just a load of additional vertices up at the top there. So what I can do now is also bring that there. They're supporting that, and that is quite a nice shape. That's not, because that's not what I want. This is, and I did that way too soon. This is what I said to myself earlier about getting stuck in details when you don't need to get stuck in details. So what I'm actually going to have to do is dissolve all this out. Now what's extra? Problem is I merged verts in order to get that shape as well, didn't I? So, um, okay, I've retained some of the shape for later. Now I've got random extra loop there. No, that was relatively stress-free, but now I'm short. Yeah, now secret weapon is sculpt mode. Using sculpt mode to just smooth out those vertices. So now it should look, although, so it it moves them a little bit, but if you just hold shift and smooth them out a bit, then it's looking better than it was, in my opinion. Let's get rid of this floor. I don't like it. Not right now anyway. So finish off the shape. Come on, nearly there. So we've got this here. So what we need to do is we need to fill this in. So we've got the same issues you do at the front. Um, so what I can do is grab this. E to the x. What does that do for us? That I just made. Oh, I just realised I haven't checked top view at all, which means it. Okay, it's fine. Now that side view's good. Hopefully, top view should be easy enough. It should just be a case of scaling the X, bringing it all in. But what I can do is use our cross section reference. So, um, what happens if I do? So, now grab this, bring that to there. So this is, yeah, it's good. So if I put that to there, that should be there. Too far off. Okay. So split my view again so I can select these sides easier. So what we're learning is that it's not as thin as I've made it. Take this and do what I did before. A Shift D, P, selection, hide that. I'm going to scale this to get this to line up with this. Because then even if one or the other reference isn't quite right, then at least I know it's all relatively correct. So delete that, bring this back. Should edit off. Well, should have just kept portion edit on because that means that I'm doing this the much harder way. There you go. In fact, this is just what I can do is I can just take this SX0 and rotate it. And now I know it's all flat. Much easier. And then when I do this, I have to do the mirror. So, how's this looking on the whole? So it doesn't actually, it barely looks like I've changed. Oh, no, tail light does look like I've changed it. So what I now need to do is align. Should have just. I think I'm going to delete everything here and redo that. Yeah, don't be afraid to delete stuff. Often it's just that much easier than trying to fix it. So that, and then if I press F, no, that's not what I want. I want. I'm annoyed now because it doesn't look as good as it did before. There you go. Bring this back. That's it. That's what I want. Nah. Look at that. There we go. Alright, okay, so it's not quite an airplane yet. I've got wings to do. I've got the cabin to do. And I've got a lot of mess to sort out because that certainly doesn't look right. Why does that? Oh, it's because it's that's some reason. Oh, okay. None of that. Whatever's happened there. Don't know like that now. Um, okay. I think I'm gonna leave it there for now because that is starting to look like what I want it to look like. So, oh, let's see. Let's set up our render quick. Oh, I lost my camera. Add a camera. Set this to 1080 by 1350. No, thanks, Scott. It's it's getting there. It's a slow old process, but I think yeah, it'll look good once it's finished. Yeah, assuming it does get finished and it doesn't end up like all the other projects in my filing system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly add in the, oh no, I'll do that. Custom world origin, add in an empty, so I can then mirror this once again across the middle. And let's add in a cube. I can do the tail one this time as well. So get that there, X there. Grab that on the Y, scale it on the Y. Grab this face and scale that on the X. Just get that looking like that. Okay, render that out. I need an HDRI. Primary texture, open one. Film transparent. Maybe I should reduce the strength on it a bit. No, it's just really overexposed or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe it's the material on my airplane that's not very nice. So make that. Let's give it a bit of roughness. Where's roughness gone? Yeah, I have seen the yeah, that he does one particularly on the wing. So he takes the cross reference and extrudes it out, and he goes from there. Yeah, it's good. That guy's he knows so much about the software. It's unbelievable. Um, just every tip and trick. Like you think you know something, and then he just comes and tells you like a three way that takes just 3 seconds to do it when you've been taking 15 minutes. It's yeah, it's crazy. Um, okay, I think I can. Let's give it a better color. Let's just make it a blue gray. No, okay, I'll fix it in post. Anyway, yeah, no, the yeah, Blender Secrets guy is good, and then the reason I started doing these in the first place was Blender Guru has a tutorial on how to do the 747. Uh, yeah, just press that button, no problem. No, the Blender Guru, like once I've done the donut, as most people did, he also did a 747, and like because that really is just a tube with wings. It's a really simple shape, just and then with the complexities come in with like if you're gonna do the cabin windows and then all the rest of it, and then the way he did his texturing was really basic. So what he did is obviously it won't work with this one, but he just went you project from view, and then because it's just plain white and it didn't really matter, and he just painted on the windows with bump. But yeah, this is with yeah when it yeah when you got these sort of military aircraft and things, it's the oh, you did the donut as well and the airplane. Yeah, I think he's that guy's just got such a good way of like presenting things and all the rest of it. I think is and you would never think like a donut is such a simple shape, but it does encapsulate like, so many different elements of Blender. So yeah, clever stuff. Um, right, right. render that out. That's my work in progress. Yeah, I think I joined about 279. It's definitely before 2.8, and yeah, and then almost yeah, obviously then before 3. Um, yeah, back when you had the well, it was an OK AI at the time, user interface, but yeah, this new user interface was just absolutely incredible. Like the way they just remade Blender. Um, oh, it was beautiful once they did it. Took some getting used to, obviously, but really it was. I haven't. Maybe I should. Um, yeah, I've not really looked into kit-ops. I mean, obviously that's an add-on, but it's I don't know what sort of things it really adds to Blender. I'll come back to that one definitely. Maybe next stream I'll be getting used to it because I think that's what scares me about all these different add-ons is like learning all the new shortcuts. So right now I'm like really effective with them, but yeah, start throwing in um, even more of these add-ons and it just changes everything. It's a scary thought, but obviously need to do that to yeah. It's better in the long run, is what I'm trying to say. Mark material and asset library. Okay, so it's oh so yeah, so you can kit bash and all those things. Yeah, no, that'd definitely be useful. Um, like I said before, especially when it comes to sort of like sci-fi things where kit bashing is sort of it's got a certain feel to it. So if you get like the sort of cyberpunky, like steampunk sort of thing, where in more of a dystopian sort of world where you've got uh yeah just sort of scrap metal thrown together to create obdite robots and all the rest of it. Yeah, I really like that aesthetic. So kit bashing is something I'd quite like to get to look into. And then obviously like animating that is a whole nother world unto its own once you start getting involved in that sort of stuff. But yeah, right. Okay, right. Um, if you guys want to chat more, then you can find me on the end okay, yeah, yeah, end panel. End panel stuff is really useful because I mean, eventually, if you have too many, it just gets packed. But I'm not quite at that stage yet. Yeah. Um, no, I'm gonna end the stream there. If you guys want to chat some more, then you can find me in the Babylon 6 Discord primarily. Find me on Instagram and all my other socials, which are down at the bottom, just over there. So check that.